You are viewing reality in such a different way to I am that I don't know how to reach you.
Max, you're a smart. You know what you're doing.
You should only engage in arguments with people when you can monetize that content. I hope I didn't break any of Chud's subreddit rules. Honestly, I did not read them. Base? MrGirl even contacted Melina to interview her against Destiny.
I don't want to look like a hero. I want to be a hero.
But aren't these people who just look bad talking to Steven retards?
That's actually like a really base take from Zherka.
Max, what is something women are better at than men?
Lying.
If I let you just leave you on red, I thought you'd leave it alone. But you're dedicated for this war, Max.
I'm dedicated. Well, it's for me. For me, it's an investigation. Okay, I'm trying to leave no stone unturned. You know how many people DM me and then stop DMing me and then come back and they get scared and they fucking want to talk and then they don't want to talk. Everybody's doing this. So
right, but at first I thought the talk was gonna be just lukewarm. When I found out the nature of the conversation is gonna be anti-Steven, I was like, no, fuck this.
Yeah, the thing is I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know if this is real, but I saw that there was one screenshot and it was of Max messaging someone on OnlyFans. Hang on a second.
This is my friend. He hasn't done something like this to me, and I know his personal life. He's not that bad of a guy, but because I didn't follow your drama in great detail.
Oh, you didn't know what I was asking.
No, because I didn't follow. Well, yeah, but because I didn't follow your guys' drama, I just saw bits and pieces. It's connected to Lavloon, right?
I mean, partly, not really. There's a lot of stuff.
It started with Lavloon.
I'd say it started with Anna, but yes, Lavloon was number two.
No, for you. You didn't care about Anna.
No, I mean, I've not burnt a bridge or anything like that. People want me to watch this. It's out there now, so I'm watching it. Yeah, I saw this. I think it was posted on Destiny subreddit. So this is an OnlyFans thing, apparently. Hey, Nina, sorry to message you. It's just the same thing. Although it looks like he's not approaching it as I've been an emotional abuse victim. He's just asking, I'm working on an article about Destiny's abusive behavior towards myself and others. Although he just sort of reference it, I guess, but it's not quite as pointed. So I don't know who this Nina person is. But it made me think of this meme. Becca blocked her ex off everything, and he transferred 4 pence, that's like 4 cents, into a bank with the reference "Text me, please." I don't know why, but it made me think of that. I just imagine getting a bank transfer. Destiny abuse message, please. Oh, what's that?
Until now, for you, it started with Lavloon.
No, I did care. I was DM.
Max, stop, dude. You were friends with him for a year and a half and didn't mention the Anna thing. And
no, I did. You
fell in love.
I did a stream with them.
Right, but you never held Steven's feet to the fire until you fell in love with Lavloon. So just say you didn't care about Anna, and then I
did not know he was still sexting
So yeah, he's gonna say it, but
with Anna.
I think my understanding of the series of events is that it wasn't until Max found out about the sexting thing that is when he felt that something terrible had happened. And that's when he started up his investigation. The only thing I'm a bit confused about still is between the three of them, Anna, Lav, and Max, how Max came to know about the sexting thing. Like, was it Lav that introduced it and pushed it forward? Did Anna just come to Max separately? Because my hunch is that Lav essentially got Anna to go forward to Max about it, which then move things forward. That's my understanding in my own head. That's my head law.
Okay, so you don't care about the before stuff?
No, I do, but I thought that it was like over. I didn't understand that he was sexting with her at the same time that he was saying she's a stalker. I didn't know he was still sexting with her.
Right.
I did a stream with him to try to help.
Max, why not just say, yo, Zherka, you're right. It's because of Lavloon that I'm into this. How's that incriminating? That doesn't make you look bad. That's the truth.
No, I don't think it's incriminating. It's just not true.
Yes, it is, because you knew about.
I would put money on Cherry leaking it. What the fuck has Cherry got to do with this? Cherry and Max had a very public falling out. I don't think Cherry was contacting Max. Oh, it's you, Svuxon. You're literally insane. By the way, have you got any money for me today? You normally are quite generous. You got any money? Come on, mate. Hook me up.
The Anna thing for a year and a half. You just didn't care, and then because you're
No,
saying
I didn't know he was still sexting her.
Okay, but if you thought it was such an offense, then you were friends with a guy who was offending her, right, and being cruel to her.
I didn't understand.
Oh, plead
I
ignorance.
thought.
Great.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I told him. I confronted him about it on stream before.
I think Max is taking Zherka a bit too seriously here. I think Zherka is like not completely trolling, but like he's definitely farming here. Right? I mean, unless I'm missing something, it seems to be the case.
Any of the shit with Lav.
Oh my! Confronted him. You guys were besties. He lost friends defending your ass. You fell in love with Lav, and I wish I followed the drama closer because you actually have the edge on me. You could lie right now, and I wouldn't know if you're lying because I haven't followed.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying to you.
Okay, what happened? Just why don't you bring me up to date with the best?
Okay.
Good.
Lav is not a puppet master. This is what I don't understand with the Lav stuff, right? How is it that people still aren't seeing the shit Lav is doing when she's going to big tech and talking about the sexual interaction she had with Destiny? Like, I'm like, like, you are viewing reality in such a different way to I am that I don't know how to reach you. Thank you for the $10, Lord Mathis.
I am also willing to be a...
Big Tech is a streamer on Cozy. He's one of Nick Prentez's guys, I guess. There's the pattern of behavior of Lav just like operating behind the scenes, talking to all parties she possibly can about what's going on. Like, that to me is quite clearly like manipulative shit going on.
Good faith way possible.
Okay.
And don't start with Anna. We know that's a lie. Start with the Lav loon that happened a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, and he's got it reported.
Okay.
Max, of
Well,
course,
I
yeah.
was talking to Anna before that. You want me to skip that?
Yeah, skip that. We'll come back to it.
Okay. A few weeks ago, I was talking to Lav about how I told Steven that I think he doesn't treat his orbiters well, including me. We had one final stream where I was like, listen, I think if you're going to let your community dogpile your orbiters, if you're going to kind of set us up to take the fall, which I think you do, I think you try to make us look stupid and bad and have your community shit on us. If you're going to do that, at the very least, you should let us defend ourselves in your subreddit. I think it's fucked up that you banned me. And he said,
Why did you get banned? How do you forget that part?
Why did I get banned?
Yeah.
I got banned because...
See, you can't tell your side of the story and then skip the part why Steven bans you, because then I'm in the dark.
He didn't ban me.
Listen, I'm going to be a white blood cell for a second. But I specifically remember times where, like, it's been primed for Destiny to, like, say shit on me about something. And his community probably would have, you know, got their oar in and stuff. And I've definitely gotten some shit for certain things. But I remember specifically, for example, over the Dr. K stuff, I think we had like a bit of disagreement about certain aspects of it. But like, he was talking about Dr. K and said, oh, well, he just uses the Ayurveda stuff for like stories and things like that. And then he watched a clip of me talking about how Dr. K and showing how Dr. K had said at one point that you could predict COVID outcomes using Ayurvedic dosha. And Destiny was immediately like, Destiny could have easily just shit on me. Could have easily just gone, what a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh my God, Chud's a moron, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't do that. He was like, oh God, that's pretty bad. And it was it was a small moment, you know, but it's like, I just think that I can think of examples where Destiny is like, you know, not just taking the opportunity to shit on me, but because a reasonable point has been made, there's been like an agreement or a position that's like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's different for other people who are like more closely aligned and orbiting. Sure, but yeah. The trouble is that I've not seen everything. I've not seen all of the things that have happened, especially with like the Reddit drama itself. Like I watched 10 minutes of the conversation between Max and Thorthought, and I was just like, watched it live. I was in America at the time. I watched it live for 10 minutes, and I was like, oh no, this is some boring Reddit shit. I'm out of here. But yeah. So, sure, I think there may be some times where Destiny does shit on you and that leads to the community shitting on you. But I don't know if it's like a setup thing. I don't think it's like set up in this way as such. It's kind of just the way it is because of, you know, how the dynamics work.
You just said he banned you from the subreddit.
His mod banned me. His mod banned me and all of my fans from his subreddit.
Why?
Because he doesn't fucking like me.
So the mod is rogue.
No, he did it, and then Steven just said, well, yeah, you know, you guys were kind of...
Okay, all right. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying, why did Steven say, well, yeah? And I don't buy that. The mod checked in with
That's
Steve.
fine.
Steven's mods are fucking dorks. He checked in with Steve, and Steve's like, yeah, keep him banned. Why? Why did Steven say keep you banned?
We did a stream about it. I can tell you his answer.
So, but you should be telling me this if you're giving me.
There's no reason. There isn't a reason. They just not really. They just didn't like. I didn't do anything. I didn't break any of the rules. If that's what you're asking.
No.
If you want me to tell
saying
you,
there's something petty that happened. What's the petty thing?
No, there isn't. There is nothing.
Okay, but Steven ruins his friendship with Nick for you, but then randomly bans you? That makes no sense.
I think that he did not like that I was making him look bad about Fuentes. I think that he did not like the posts I was writing about Fuentes.
On Twitter?
On Reddit, on his subreddit.
Okay, what did you write?
I mean, I think the thing is I just think of it like this, right? I think that there's definitely examples I've seen where Destiny has deleted stuff that's critical of him, or a mod has. I view it more so in terms of like Destiny just gets, like I do sometimes, but maybe it's a bit different, but Destiny gets really fucking mad and angry. I've seen it happen live. I've seen it happen live in a stream where someone says something and it pisses him off and he bans them. And I think it's probably the same on the Reddit. He sees something, he's like, you fucking idiot, fuck you, and he's gone. Yeah. I think if you want to do a criticism, you probably got to like cross your T's and dot your I's or something like that, I guess. But yeah.
I said that I laid out my arguments. I said that I think that he was being inconsistent in his definition of Nazi and explaining why it was important to me that he either call Nick a Nazi or not call Nick a Nazi, but that he shouldn't like joke about it with him. I called him out for removing a post with 500 upvotes saying that I was right. And then I called him out on stream because he banned like, I don't know, several dozen of my supporters just because he didn't like what they were saying about Nick Fuentes. Then I said, then I wrote a post saying I was declaring war on the subreddit.
But remember when you...
I think he said it's because he didn't want an anti-fan culture cultivating in this subreddit. I guess the problem with that response is that it kind of feeds into the narrative that he doesn't want people criticizing him, right? So, I mean, again, I've not seen all of the content and all of the coverage and all this stuff. But yeah, I think probably that is used as a way of saying, well, look, it's true. He says he doesn't want anti-fan culture. But I think if I look at like, say, if you look at like Dave Rubin's subreddit, right? Why don't you defend MrGirl? He had your back, Chud. You betrayed MrGirl. How have I betrayed MrGirl? There are things happening publicly that I'm commenting on and giving my opinion on. I have at times tried to defend some of the actions or tried to contextualize them as fairly as I can. But people act like I'm just shitting on Max and I'm just betraying him. What does that even mean? You know, and the thing is like, yeah, to a degree, like I don't necessarily want to talk about it. Okay, well that's different, isn't it? So there's a difference between defending MrGirl and being on his side. I don't agree with some of the things that MrGirl's doing. I don't agree with some of the framing of stuff. Why would I be on it? Why would I agree with him if I don't agree with him? It doesn't make any sense.
You said you're declaring war on stream. That was a joke. That was way before all this, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, that.
Yeah.
No,
so
no, I wrote the post. It was still a joke even when I wrote it in the subreddit. I was just like,
Right.
listen, like
So
you,
Steve,
you,
yeah.
it's not fair to me
So-
to ban all of my fans. Like you're setting me up to get dogpiled when you
No,
ban
hold on.
everybody who.
Steven's not mad
Why, Supreme?
about the post. This is what I think. He's mad about.
Chud saw the writing on the wall. I mean, you know, if I really wanted to curry favor, I would just, it's obvious what I'd do. I'd make a very public display of disowning Miss Max, but I'm not going to do that because I think that's cringe. But that's what I'd really do if I really wanted to betray someone. Is I'd be like, well, you're fucking insane and a schizo, and I really disagree with this, and blah blah blah. But no, I've not done that. I've done my best to give fair criticisms, but try not to focus on it too much because there's constant stuff happening that could be commented on, and I'm trying to focus on other things as well. But yeah.
You who platform this. If I was Steven, I'm just let me jump in Steven's head right now. You,
Bro.
you hold on, Mr. Girl.
You're gonna talk about
Max,
Richard Spencer. I don't want to.
No, don't block it. You platform Richard Spencer to grow your channel and agree with literally 80% of what he says. I watched the whole thing, and now
Okay.
now all of a sudden you're like the moral arbiter.
Okay, well, so I don't think
Doesn't
Steven.
that
Steven
look
never
retarded?
mentioned.
Doesn't that make you look retarded?
I think that makes you think I'm retarded. Yes, I don't think Steven ever thought about that because my problem with his interaction with Fuentes was not that he talked to him, but that he invited him into his fucking house.
So hold on. If you did the interview in your house with Richard Spencer, then it's sinister.
Yeah, you're never gonna
Get
see
the
me.
fuck
You're
outta
never
here.
gonna see me.
Mr. Girl spoke to Richard Spencer. Yeah, it happened a little while ago. Basically, he had Richard Spencer on. I don't think I watched it, if I remember correctly. But he spoke to him, and it was an interview format. And I think there was criticism because it was felt that the Max didn't kind of push back sufficiently against what Richard Spencer was saying.
All right, well, that's what I.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
You're never gonna see me. The same reason when Lauren Southern asked me to play Call of Duty, I said no.
Oh, because she's a Nazi, right? Lauren is a Nazi.
I don't think she's a Nazi, but I don't want to be seen playing Call of Duty with her.
But you want to be seen talking to Richard Spencer and giving no pushback. And do you know how graciously you accepted Spencer? I don't know why you make it sound like you were like debating him and
Right.
arguing him. He might as well have
That's
been
fine.
in your house.
That's fine if you think I did a bad job. I accept that.
Not just a bad job. Spencer is the white nationalist. Nick isn't a white nationalist.
Okay, so I did a terrible job.
No. I'm not. Listen, man. I'm on the right, so I'm not critiquing you on who you talk to. Right? Go ahead, talk to
Okay.
whoever you want. I'm critiquing.
You're saying I'm a
you
hypocrite.
Farming Steven's subreddit and everyone's allowed to be a hypocrite 10, 20, 30%, but you're being a 1,000% hypocrite. And
Okay.
and you are winning over those fucking retards in his subreddit, those lefties, and it's a bad look for him.
Okay. Yes, I understand. I made him look bad, so he banned me. I get it.
Well, if you know Steven's the type that if you make him look bad with the truth, he doesn't get angry.
He gets even.
Well, I mean, like, you don't think Steven plays fair?
I don't think Steven plays fair. No.
I was his biggest enemy, and we've never had a problem in 3 years. He plays very fair.
Okay, that's great. That's fine if you think that. I don't agree with you, but we don't have to agree. We don't even have to agree on how this all came to pass. But if
if you're gonna fill me in on the story, at least tell me why he banned you. You gotta say why you're at fault a little bit. This is kind of like you're kind of like brainwashing me and gaslighting me right now.
I'm not trying. I literally don't know the answer. I'm not trying to brainwash you.
Oh
We did multiple streams talking about it.
Max, you're a smart pedo. You know what you're doing. Tell me everything. Don't say he banned me for no reason. If I'm actually trying to get to know what happened.
I asked him why he banned me, and I can tell you his answer. But his answer was that I was being, or my fans were being, a little unhinged. And his other answer was, I didn't ban you, Forethought banned you, and I have to stand behind my mod. And then when I said that was bullshit, his other answer was, you and your fans are like a cancer in my community that's turning people against me.
Is that
And
true?
I don't think that's true, but he said that. He said, I'm worried that there will be too much of an anti-fan community if I let you go unchecked.
He said that live?
Yes, he said it on stream.
Okay.
Okay, so I was like, okay, so you think basically that I'm like a tumor, and that if you don't zap me with some banning or whatever, I will grow out of control. And he was like, yes. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't think that that is really fair, because at the same time, I'm getting dogpiled in your community, and it's like, you have so much control over the narrative on stream, then you have so much control over the narrative on your subreddit, then you're banning everybody who agrees with me, and then people are afraid to agree with me. It's literally against the rules of your subreddit to agree with me.
I basically treat Reddit as my morning newspaper for anything that might be worth covering on stream.
Me about stuff now.
That's
Yeah, but
you've
had like a year of people in a subreddit agreeing with you, and then when you turned into a DGG propagandist, he had enough of it. Is that?
That's fine. Yeah,
okay,
that's fair. I'm sure. I think that's his perspective. Yeah.
Posts.
So then I said, I think the way you interact with your orbiters is abusive. I think you set them up to look stupid and make yourself look smart, and then you won't even let them fucking defend themselves. And I think it's wrong. So I said, like, I don't want to be your orbiter anymore unless you change this. There has to be some way for us to defend ourselves in your community, so we're not just endlessly getting shit on like one after the other. And he said, I can unban. He said, well, okay, I'm happy to unban you. And I was like, that's not enough. I don't want special ban armor. I want the whole dynamic to change. I want you to commit that if you are streaming with an orbiter, somebody smaller than you who has less like control, and like most of your orbiters are even smaller than me. If you're streaming with orbiters, I think it should be guaranteed that they won't be banned from your subreddit unless they break the rules. And I think it's not fair for you to basically tie our hands behind our backs while you like shit on us.
Okay, so now we have the motive of your vengeance.
Listen, I just have got a very different perspective. I just, I think you can ban someone for any reason at any time. I guess the way to do this would be you'd have to ban all reference of MrGirl if you were to ban MrGirl. Maybe that would be a fair way of doing it, perhaps. But other than that, I mean, that is still asking someone to kind of do something extra, isn't it? But yeah. My personal view, I mean, the thing is, I've never had a Reddit come at me super hard, a subreddit. So I'm a bit like, maybe I don't know what it's like, but I just personally would just say ignore as much as you can. I think getting into the trend, also, my view is also motivated quite a lot by money. And that is, why would I spend my time engaging in activity? Hey, Danielle, thanks for the money.
This is $5 after fees. I like maths.
Thank you, Danielle. I appreciate you. But yeah, I just think ignoring's best. Because I just think if I want to argue with someone and engage with someone, I want to be able to monetize it. That's my whole thing, is monetizing disagreement and all that kind of thing. So going on, I've done it a couple of times and I look back and I regret it. I haven't done it very much, but I've responded a couple of times. But I've just learnt now that like, you should only engage in arguments with people when you can monetize that content, unless there's a friendship there, maybe in DMs you might, for example. But yeah, I wouldn't, but Chud wouldn't kill a baby for 20 million. Do you not think there's a difference between murdering a baby and like arguing with people for money on the internet? I hope I didn't break any of Chud's subreddit rules. Honestly, I did not read them. Based. But yeah. I think you should always try and monetize your arguments. So if there was someone on Reddit giving me shit, if it was really severe, I might respond and be like, you know, either talk to me on stream or I'm not interested, and then that's it. That's all I'd say. Come on my stream so I can monetize you, bitch.
You wanted to change his system. You don't care about Anna, Lavloon, or anyone. You just want to change the system that's unfair to you.
Anna is I brought up, or Lav brought up Anna as one of the people that gets shit on by his community and who isn't allowed to defend herself.
Okay, but I'm just saying it's about you.
No, it's not. He told me that he would. He told me that he would unban me.
Let's speed this up a bit.
So it wasn't about me.
Right, but that's that virtue signaling thing you lefties do, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. It's not good enough to give. I don't want special permission. I already knew that if I just DM'd Steven and was like, "Hey, will you unban me?" I know he would say yes.
Okay.
That's not what I wanted.
So after a year of taking advantage of him, you knew you would get it, but you wanted more. You wanted to look like the hero for the girls and everyone, right? Okay.
Yes.
No, don't be sarcastic. Is that true or false?
That's false.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't want to look like a hero. I want to be a hero.
Isn't Steven the hero for platforming you for a fucking year, even though you said...
Come on, mate. What the fuck? Did Max know this was going to get leaked or something? What's the story with this call? Does anyone know? MrGirl even contacted Melina to interview her against Destiny. Yeah. Oh, man. What was that true? I suppose from Max's perspective, he's like, well, everyone knows about this now, so I'm just going to message whoever and see what comes up. He clarifies later that he knows he's putting it on YouTube.
They
all crazy pedo shit.
I don't know. I don't know what you're asking me, man. Look, this is okay. So that's the origin of the fight. Then I said, all right, look, I don't want to be in your orbit anymore because I think you're abusive to your orbiters. Basically, I think you turn them all into lol cows. You shit on them for content, and then you don't even let them defend themselves. And I think it's fucked up. I think it's bad for me.
Melina's the worst person. Oh yeah, I spoke about like the Stardust thing. Yeah, I said the other day I thought that was crazy. Who's to raise it? Okay, now you're getting to the point. Okay, who else? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. Yep. Oof.
Have you seen the de-amnesty thing? Went from these PPR terrorist
However,
to JK all's forgiven.
I cannot speak, for I do not wish to be stalked. You're the MrGirl fan check. Well, what, Elder Drazi? What do you make of all this? What did you make of all this? MrGirl asked me a couple of questions and I answered them, by the way. I was pissed off at first, but then I just answered them. I think I said, like, okay, I'll answer your fucking questions. And then I just answered the questions that he had. I obviously denounced Destiny as an abuser of the highest magnitude. Have you seen the de-amnesty thing? Went from these people are terrorists 1 minute to joking all's forgiven. Hilarious, this crap's on all the fans rushing to defend. No, what is the de-amnesty thing? Wait, no, hang on. Is that the thing where is that the thing where he said as of January he's wiping off all drama and he's wiping the slate clean for everyone? Everyone. What about Asan and Vosh? What about Keffels? How can he do that? Doesn't make any sense. That sounds mental. How the fuck can you do that? He said most people, but it was vague. Okay. I'm presuming that he means lower level drama shit he's been involved in. I can't imagine he's going to wipe the slate clean for high tier like drama interactions he's had. God, some people are just cucked to all the time.
Psychologically, and I don't want to be part of doing it to other people.
But aren't these people who just look bad talking to Steven retards? Like, think about it. How come
they're not.
How come people on my side, the right wing doesn't really have a problem when Steven guards his opinion that we disagree with? We don't fucking start crying. I'm one of the orbiters too, right? I don't start fucking crying and mutiny. It's time for mutiny and destroying Steven's career. What the fuck is that about?
Is that a question?
Yeah, what's the, I don't get the whole mutiny because I don't like how you run your massive channel that I benefit from. It's not your channel, Max.
It's not a mutiny. I just fucking left.
No, you're giving him an ultimatum.
Yeah. You should do that with anybody you work with. If you think somebody you work with is treating you like shit, then say either stop or I'm gone.
So 1 year of Steven growing you was treating you like shit, where he defends you and breaks ties with other creators for you. You think you were treated bad by Steven. Weren't you his golden boy?
For a while.
Yeah, and then it just wasn't enough. All of a sudden, it's just like it's not enough.
No, I don't think Steven treats people well. I know that you're going to disagree with me on this, but I don't think he treats
Well,
people well.
you already admit that he treats people well for 1 year straight. That's what
No,
he did
no,
with
no.
you.
I don't think he didn't treat me well for a year.
Oh, so you had like battered wife syndrome where you just kept going back?
I think that I allowed him to get away with a lot of stuff that I wish I hadn't because I wanted
Because you were
the
growing.
money.
You're growing your
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, like you're not. Yeah, obviously, I'm not going to let somebody treat me badly if I don't get anything out of it. Obviously, it was like a deal with the devil, but I regret it. I regret ever meeting Steven.
Come on, Steven.
I wish I
Max.
No, I'm not saying he's literally the devil. It's a
Jesus Christ. That's like a big change from like, even when he left the Reddit, he said, me and Steven are still friends. Does it hurt knowing you want to Steve? Well, the thing is like, you know, I think Max genuinely believes like this is what's happened to him. I've just got a very different experience and a very different knowledge of my interactions with Destiny. But then one issue that I've got is that I don't have as close like professional thing going on. And in fact, funnily enough, the only times I think this is correct, I'm 90% sure I'm correct. The only times I've been on stream with Destiny this year have been with MrGirl. The only example I can think of that is wrong with that is when Destiny came on to speak to Vivian Wolf. But then that drama was also somewhat triggered by MrGirl, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, the vast majority of times I've been on stream with Destiny this year have been when Max has been there as well. So yeah, Max has definitely been on with Destiny way more than me. So it's like, obviously there isn't the same sort of close professional or by all accounts personal relationship either. What? I mean, all it is that so the way I've always worked is I've always thought, build it and they will come. If you work with like bigger creators, it serves as like a rocket fuel for what you're doing. It can help you out a lot. But if you're not building the base level stuff, you're never really going to get anywhere. So I've always tried to like accept the help where possible from other people and work with other people where I can, but try and build something substantial on my own so that I don't, you know, if I got cut off, it would obviously be painful and hurt, but it's not going to mean the complete end. Like, you know. So yeah, the only thing I would say is that's actually a good point, Tony. I think there's probably times where Destiny might have come on if he wasn't banned on Twitch. So there is that aspect to it, I suppose. But yeah, I just, you know, I've always tried to build something on my own. Yes, obviously Destiny's been really helpful at certain times of throughout my career, even from the start of like the allegation thing was obviously beneficial. But like, yeah, I think that the problem is I don't have the same relationship with Destiny that Max has had, so I can only really speak from my own experience on it. But I just really disagree with the things that I'm hearing here. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's some stuff that Max has said, which like, you know, the idea that maybe there's this personal relationship that him and Destiny have got, but then there's this kind of public shitting on or something like that. But then I haven't seen enough of the content to know what's going on there. My understanding, based on what I've heard and what I know, is that Destiny has at times tried to make it so that, like, hey, Max is saying it in this way, or he's trying to, like, demonstrate how he's saying things in a certain way, and it doesn't mean he's, like, this terrible person. And then there's other times where he's been kind of critical of Max for some sort of perceived mistake or error made in, like, communicating something or talking about something. So, yeah. Did you give Max an interview about Destiny? What do you mean? I don't know, not like on stream. I've not really had like an interview about Destiny with him as such, no.
It's fucking expression. I'm
I
saying
know.
that it
I'm
wasn't
saying the
worth it.
expression is extreme.
Okay. So
You had Richard Spencer on, and Steven's the devil.
okay, are
You
we
guys are
all
rich.
are we all caught up, or is there more? that
No.
you need to
You're
understand?
at least cam up. Let's both cam up. I'll record this part. This is hilarious.
I'm on my phone. I don't have my camera.
Oh my god, you're gonna kill the content. Okay, go ahead.
You can audio record it though.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. All right. So, can I start asking my questions now?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I may be chatting with Max soon about his investigation.
First question.
Any
Is there
advice going
anything
into the
about
convo?
Hello, Nicholas. Man, be gentle. Be gentle but firm, okay? I don't know, man. My advice would be that I think you need to just have clarity on, what it is specifically that you think is wrong in what he's doing, and just try and point that out to him. I don't know. The problem I've got now is that, from what I've seen, I think that Max is under the impression that, like, anyone that disagrees with him at this point is brainwashed. So you need to figure out a way to put your criticisms across in a way, or questions across in a way, where it doesn't seem like you're brainwashed. And I don't know how you do that. Because the thing is I wouldn't consider Nicholas Dorio to be like a Destiny Orbiter. But then he's probably in that box in Max's head, I'd imagine. But anyway, Nick, good luck, I'm sure. Actually, wait. Okay, look. Right, I know I said last stream I'm done talking about this, okay, until the article comes out. Now I'm watching this call because everyone's talking about this call, okay? But after this call, I'm not covering any content or talking about this until the article comes out, okay? That is it now. I'm cutting you off. That's it. After this, enough.
Anna, that or the situation with Anna that you want to tell me that's not public.
No, because we kind of did all of it live. If you remember, if you
Yes.
watched that.
Yeah, I'm aware. That's why I'm asking if there's anything else.
No, because I have this rule where I don't actually talk to people offline. This is rare that I do something like this, and that's why I'm recording, because I'm like,
I kind of got involved accidentally. I made a joke on stream and someone reached out on my behalf and said he was down, so I guess I'm talking to him. I feel like when I watch content, I don't really say... I'm just being a repeatophile, and that I'm repeating the same points again and again and again, and it feels like I'm looping in my own head. I'm like, well, I'm not even saying anything that's particularly new. Like, a lot of the stuff that comes out in these pieces of content is stuff we kind of already know. There are some moments, like the OnlyFans message I found funny, because it reminds me of the idea of, like, sending a bank transfer to try and message someone. But, like, beyond that, there's not really much meat on the bone anymore. I think the meat has been taken. But I think the problem is people are so desperate for some sort of drama cycle or anything that they're, like, feeding into it because it's the only really real thing that's going on at the moment. Like, for example, right, there were people that were really pestering me to watch, like, the President Sunday Polly conversation. And I just looked at that and thought, this is just like, I don't know, it's like something and nothing. There isn't really much there, but then people are desperate for you to watch it because it's kind of the only thing in their minds that's going on. It's like, oh my God, you got to watch this drama. And yeah. And the problem is as well, is like President Sunday is an extremely obsessive person. And I mean, even just mentioning him now, at this moment, might make him fucking go on another schizo rant and start tweeting about me some more. I think he's genuinely mentally ill. So there isn't really much value in, for me anyway, of covering it. People are kind of going to watch it because it's there, but it's not that interesting a content. And then it just ends up with President Sunday schizoing out and looping again. Someone called him Librarian Anna, and I think that's a very good way of looking at it.
I don't do this. I don't trust streamers. Even my friends that are streamers, I don't trust.
Based. Flamenco's coming.
It's not that they're gonna, like, backstab me. It's that, in the streamer world, you get a DM from someone and you hear a rumor, and if you're having a bad day, that rumor turns to be true. It just becomes true in your head, right? So I don't trust streamers because they're very paranoid. Kind of like what's happening with you right now. After a year of being great with Steven, you're kind of like, right now you think like he's trying to, make you look dumb? That's why you left the community, or what is it? Like, this is kind of paranoid talk, Max.
Well, I don't want to get into the specifics of my grievances, but when I write my article, you can read it if you're interested.
Okay, all right. But I'm saying from this angle, right? And I'm the guy who shits on Steven daily. From my angle, it looks like you're a little paranoid and very hurt. You want vengeance. You're Sasuke. You know Sasuke?
I understand. No.
You're not an anime guy? Aren't pedos weebs? What the fuck?
I'm not actually a pedophile.
Base.
Wait, let me get through that part. We never actually got through that part.
Sure.
What did you say? Don't give me the watered down version. We don't got time for that. What did you say about cuties?
I said that Cuties tries to make the girls hot, and it's kind of good at it.
No. What was the controversial thing you said?
I said this movie definitely tries to make you attracted to these kids, and it's not bad at it.
No, but personally, you felt attracted.
I said the dancing. I said the music video parts are kind of hot.
They're fucking 11 years old.
I know. That's what's so crazy about it.
What? How come no one else, me or all these controversial characters? How come no one else agrees with you? So you're sitting in your house. You're sitting
because you're a coward. Because you're a coward.
Hold on. You actually think me sitting in my house, if I watch the movie and they're dancing and stuff, right? There's 11-year-old girls, no curves, no woman shape. It's just a child in a cheerleading outfit. You think this turns on every single man? Every man is like you.
I didn't say that.
No.
No.
You're saying I'm hiding it. You're saying deep down I would be turned on by it.
I'm fucking with you. I was joking.
Okay, but all right. The question is, why were you turned on by it? You're how old?
I'm 37.
Oh wow, you look pretty young for your age.
Oh,
Nice.
thanks, dude.
You're a young looking pedo.
What the
You're
fuck?
37. You watch Cuties, and you said, you know what? This part is
Jesus.
arousing.
Yeah, I was there. I saw my fucking review. What's your? Yeah.
How is that not a pedo?
Well, the point of my review was that
When
they
would
try
you
to
be a pedo? When you fap to it? When you go meet them? Like, when do you turn into a pedo? Right now, you're just a pedo in your mind.
All right. I feel like you don't really want to talk about the Cuties review, and I don't really want to talk about it either. That's not really why I called. So
Okay.
anyway, can I?
Yeah,
want to
go
get through
ahead.
this interview?
If that's you waving your white flag, that's fine.
I surrender to you. Yeah.
Another pedo slain. All right, what's the question?
Put a notch on your belt, dude. The next question was
This is so
I
crazy
gave
that
you a
these
list
two are
of them.
talking, man.
is there anybody else you think I should interview?
What a fucking
Oh, you just
crazy
want
event.
dirt.
Yeah, it's a fucking investigation. What do you like? Yes, I want dirt. That's the point of the conversation. Is there anyone else that you think I should interview about
Yeah,
Steven?
I think
about
you should start with Melina. Start with Melina and go through the just chatting section. Come on, Max. You don't find Steven a bad guy. You're just hurt.
Okay. So I'm going to take that as a no. There isn't anyone else you think I should interview.
I can't think of anyone, but if I could, I don't think I'd give it to you, right? I'm Team Steve.
It sounds like it.
What about BX Bullet? What about BX Bullet? BX Bullet was shat on horrendously for her. Well, she was called a horse. What was that meme? You know the meme where she turns into a horse? She got absolutely brutalized by Destiny's community.
I mean, he platformed you for a year more than anyone I know. You should be on Team Steve. I should be mad at him. This makes no sense to me. Like you're kind of showing the world how ungrateful you are, and I'm not saying you should be grateful to a tyrant. I'm saying he's not a tyrant.
I see that.
Yeah, and
Money doesn't buy everything.
what like when
Like
you're,
me.
No. I'm a streamer, so I know what you're doing. When a streamer stops growing from Steven, then they get all weird, right? You had no problem when your channel was growing, but now
BX Bullet thinks Max is a pedophile. So? How's it going, Meaty Juice? Imagine being a Zherka fan. That doesn't matter, does it? This is about the truth.
now it's look, I've sucked off as much clout.
Have we lost the plot? She wasn't an orbiter. I think via Max's definition, like she would absolutely be an orbiter, right?
Was like, yeah, now it's bad. Come on, dude. Don't act like
You think I wasn't gonna keep growing with Steven as he's starting to talk to Lex Friedman and getting 100,000 subscribers a month? You think that I wasn't gonna grow?
I think you picked a whole field of oopsie daisies, and if you say sorry, he'll take you back.
I wouldn't go back to Steven's orbit.
Because of Lavloon?
I wouldn't go back for $100,000 a month.
What did Lavloon say to you? She's like, Steven's a bad guy, blah, blah, blah.
No, it's not because of her. It's because of me.
Well, I mean, she was a part of this.
Watching how he treated her helped me understand how I felt about the way he was treating me. But it's not really about her.
Oh, that
It's easier. It's easier for me to stand up for somebody else than it is for me to stand up for myself. But once I'd articulated that I thought he was treating me badly, I was done.
Okay. Huh. So Lavloon is, we're not going to talk about Lav at all?
I mean, we can. I don't know what you want to talk about her for.
No, I thought you would have a bunch to say about her. Because she's a part of this. This is when the mess started, right?
She helped me understand how I was already feeling. So yeah, she's a part of it in that sense, but I needed to get out anyway.
Okay. Oh, wow. Then, okay.
Man, this Lav stuff, man.
Wow, we're not going to talk about Lav
Christ.
at all. This is so unfair. Because here's my hypothesis. You're falling in love with the e-girl Lavloon, right?
Okay. Zherka's clearly trolling it. I think that Max feels an affinity to Lav in terms of like looking after or protecting her in some way. That's what the father meme is about, right? Oh, you know, you're my daughter. It's a feeling of wanting to protect someone from the shit that they're getting on the internet. But the problem with Lav is like, you know, you just have to look at her behavior and you see why she's getting the shit that she's getting. The fact that she hand waved away this fucking documentary about her that Sick did as like, oh, it's just a Nazi attacking me. Like, you know, multiple examples of her kind of, you know, being inconsistent to the point of even lying. And yeah, people, like, there's a reason that like people freaked out about the Hassan thing as well. No, I think the daughter thing is weird, like parasocial-esque stuff. I don't agree with it. I think it's very weird, and I think it's wrong. And I obviously, you know, have got a lot of criticisms of Lav. Anyway, I just need to take a quick break. I'm going to keep this playing, and I'll be back in a sec, okay? Literally a minute.
Is that a question?
Yeah.
No.
Why not? Is she ugly?
I have a completely different relationship with her than what you're describing.
Okay. She's just too old.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, you wouldn't marry Lavloon? Or you don't believe in marriage, you're a lefty. You wouldn't date Lavloon?
No, I want to get married.
Or would you marry Lavloon?
No, we have a completely platonic relationship.
Oh, okay. So you're not like this hypersexualized lefty who would just, you know, if she threw you some ass, you'd take it? You wouldn't take it?
We have a completely platonic relationship.
I don't buy it.
That's fine.
I mean, you
Projection is a crazy thing, John.
No,
I understand.
Lav is a good friend of mine, right?
Okay.
But not good enough to where I throw Steven under the bus for no fucking reason. Why did she throw him under the bus?
I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
Oh, you don't know. That part you don't know.
I'm not going to answer for her. I'm not going to. I don't want to speak on her behalf.
Might have to do a call with her, and I'll start my own investigation.
Investigate away, my man.
Okay.
It's a free country.
That's just unfair, Max. If you're not going to talk about Lavloon, then it's like this conversation kind of goes dry because this is all about Lavloon.
I think it's been pretty dry from the start, to be honest.
This is all about Lavloon, and you won't admit it.
I just don't think you understand me very well.
Back.
Okay. Did you have a problem with Steven before Lav spoke up?
Yes.
But it wasn't public.
Before Lav spoke up. No, it was public. I already was telling him I thought he was abusive to his orbiters before that.
Yeah, but you didn't walk away, did you?
I was getting there.
Was it? I saw a clip of Lav saying, "You left Steven for me."
Yeah, she said that.
Oh, did you just forget about that clip? Like, you see the conclusions I'm coming to, Max.
Yeah, I understand.
But you're saying, you know, you only did that because it's a platonic friendship and you don't want anything more with her. You're not in love with her. Or is this e-girl brainwashing you into backstabbing Steven?
Yeah, I get your theory.
Because she's flirted with me. She's flirted with
care?
me, right? She said, Zherka, you know, the things we do together and stuff. And I remember that siren feeling of like temptation. And I was like, no, I know that she's pure evil for what she's doing to Steven right now. What is her problem with Steven? You know, but you won't speak for her. And you're making me, I have to go through the files and find it myself now. Why don't you just tell me? Save me some time.
Do you care about Anna?
I don't care about anyone, but I would say
Based.
in a human sense, yes. But it's like asking, do you care about starving kids in Africa?
It's abstract.
I'm asking you, do you?
Zherka's so fucking based.
Do I care about Anna?
No. Do you care about starving kids in Africa?
Yes.
Okay, what have you done for them?
Nothing.
Okay, so when you care for someone, is this just a thought or should actions be
Fuck,
mobilized?
man, that's actually like a really fucking base take from Zherka. And it's true. And this is what I talk about when I say, like, your politics are what you do, not who you are. Because people will call themselves like an anarchist on Twitter, you know. But it's like, what, have you blown up like government infrastructure, or like, you know, not even that severe? Have you done something towards the anarchist cause? And it's just like, yeah, I raised a couple of cartons of milk for the local community, mutual aid. And it's like, okay, does that make you an anarchist? Does it? I don't know. But yeah, that is actually a really true point. Yeah, politics is just another aspect you add to your identity. It doesn't actually mean anything. I mean, sometimes that even applies to like mental illness as well, doesn't it? You know? Yeah, I'm DID. I've got a bunch of alters, but you don't actually have a DID. You're just saying it, that you do because it's a fun identity for you.
Neither.
Okay, so you don't actually care about starving kids.
Depends on the definition you're using.
Okay, let's try this. Do you care about Anna?
Yes.
But you didn't until recently.
This
That's not true. I just
Kong
didn't understand
Strong
her.
from Lidl.
Okay.
Cheap. It tastes good as well.
I was told that she was a stalker and a liar.
Okay. Has Anna ever lied to you?
No comment.
Like, you're out to make yourself look bad saying that. You're like your own worst enemy. Why would you say that? We're having a conversation, Max. For your investigation.
Yeah.
Why? What do you mean no comment? Like, Anna is just incapable of lying to you?
I mean, I'm not going to answer.
I know. That's why I asked that.
Well, asking it again ain't going to change it, buddy. I'm not you. When I say no, I actually mean no.
I know, but that makes you look
I'm not
very...
going to say I'm at the airport when I don't want to answer a question. I'm going to actually say I'm not going to answer your question, and I'm not going to answer it.
But that raises suspicion.
That's fine.
Because you've answered about Destiny, Lav, Loon, and everyone else.
Suspicious away. I have not really answered questions about Lav. No.
But you didn't say no comment for Lav.
We didn't ask me any questions, so I had no comment.
Has Lav ever lied?
No comment.
Ah, very good.
God. It's funny as well because, like, I remember Max's whole thing with Lav was that when she did the when she pivoted away from the OnlyFans thing, I think he even like didn't want to have her on stream again, and he felt like she was being dishonest and like was going to go back to doing sex work, which has then happened, like that. But now it's like no comment. I guess okay. I think the reason that Max is saying this is because his view is that whether or not Anna or Lav are liars is irrelevant to his investigation. It's irrelevant to whether Destiny is abusive or not. Which, in some ways, you know, I think is like I can understand the logic, right? Like if someone's saying this person abused me, it can often be used to discredit someone if there's like dishonesty in other places that aren't even relevant to like the matter at hand. But the issue I've got with that is that there are instances of Lav being dishonest which do have an impact on what she's saying about what happened, you know. Like, for example, saying that she told Destiny a secret that he was holding over her, and this apparent secret she told to lots of people publicly in different places. You know, and it's like, well, that's a problem. That's dishonesty that directly affects the claims that she's making about things, you know? The only thing I could think is that maybe there's some things behind the scenes that are going to come out that are going to reveal something further about Lav that's going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, we didn't know this, and maybe this is why. But then the problem there is that all the things that I've seen that are coming out and are being leaked are stuff that are just hurting Lav's credibility more and more and more, directly relating to this event. And some of the stuff isn't even being leaked by Destiny, because that's another thing. Destiny's controlling the narrative. Some people aren't even fucking, that hate Destiny or have got a problem with Destiny, are leaking stuff, which is making Lav look bad, you know? So yeah. Anyway,
So you're a very smart guy, Max. Is there any chance, like what's the percent chance that maybe your perception has been fogged by maybe your
I think a lot of this stuff we're just in the era of Me Too run amok, and I just think Me Too has become this insane beast where, you know, we've taken the idea of like believe victims to this insane standard where it's like, you know, you can't even like contest someone's thing of like, well, you said this here, but then this happened. What's that about? Can you explain that? But beyond that, you know, it's just if you've got someone who is like inconsistent so often about the thing that they're saying happened, or the you know, yes, we've had enough of Me Too. It's time for Me 3. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What does Me 3 mean? It was mainly the Nick Fuentes stuff, and also, funnily enough, the lolly thing, which ended up being a really good segment. Although I don't know how we'll get that monetized on YouTube.
horniness? Maybe you're a little horny and you're like, man, I'm gonna throw Steven under the bus to like impress this girl, Lav. Is that possible?
No.
Oh, you're just a. Because look at this. You lefties are hypersexual. True. It comes from trauma, right? You find everything sexual. Like fucking, you find an 11-year-old sexual, right? You guys are just, you know, you walk with the Satan is your daddy. So you're telling me you lefties will find everything sexual in the world except.
It's this like QAnon Satanism lefties a pedo shit.
Your
I don't know what that is.
OnlyFans popular friend Lavloon. Her, you don't find anything. You don't want anything to do with her physically.
Yeah, Zherka is quite the character.
It's just hard to swallow, Max. Okay.
Well, open wide, buddy. You're gonna have to swallow it.
What about Anna? Do you find
Actually,
Anna? Maybe
This
she
conversation
could,
is actually fun to
would you
watch.
date Anna? Maybe. Max, you're acting like you're at court. We're having a conversation, and I know I speak in a way that sounds like I'm trapping you.
I think you are definitely trying to trap me. I think
Really?
there's a non-zero chance that
Hold on.
some of the people involved, including me, will actually end up sitting in court talking about these things.
No. Listen, Max. It sounds like I'm trapping you because I'm saying what everyone's thinking. It's just, you know, how liberals behave. They don't say it out loud. But
Okay.
it does. I mean, the whole problem with Steve started after Lavloon. It didn't start a year ago with the Anna stuff. You know what I mean? It just seems like you're being selectively. This is selective outrage. That's what it looks like. I don't know what it is, but what it looks
Okay.
like. That's your optics right now.
I got it. Can we move on?
Okay. Why don't you ask your questions?
Have you ever been dogpiled by DGG?
Have I ever been dogpiled by a debate streamer? I think all of them. Next. Here's the real question. Have you ever not been dogpiled arguing with a streamer? Would you get dogpiled by my chat? Of course. This is the nature of the business.
Yeah, this is actually an interesting point because, like, Vosh's subreddit was insane. Like, they were fucking out for blood when it came to Max. In fact, I think that Max at the start was almost like a kind of like, it was like a Cold War almost, because you had Vosh's very negative reaction to Max, and I think that even, you know, invigorated Destiny to continue on because it was pissing Vosh's community off so much. You know, alongside finding the conversations interesting. So, yeah, I think it's true that if you engage with a large community and you disagree, you're probably going to get shit on.
It's just you're spoiled and used to being loved by his people for a year straight when they were watering you, right? And now you're kind of doing that, you know, oh, wow, I want more. It's just like the Ferrari's not enough for you, Max, and it looks ungrateful. Steven is your Ferrari. And he was your friend. You know, there's very few people Steven has defended as much as he defended you. And I didn't follow it that closely, but yeah, this makes you look really crazy, Max. You know, snap out of it. Do you even get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not that complicated.
But you're just not talking because you feel bad?
I just don't have anything to say.
No, I'm asking if you agree with that. Like, did Steven treat you good for a year? You said earlier no, but now you're being quiet because you're hesitating.
Well, you're repeating yourself.
Well, I'm repeating myself for the truth, right? This is the pressure I'm adding.
It's not adding any pressure. It's just adding time.
Okay, so you're just gonna say Steven treated you bad for a year. He was a tyrant.
I didn't say that. I said if you want to know
Well,
the
all right.
details,
Why don't you tell
Hey,
me how
Rhinox,
many
thanks for the
months you've been
$2.
treated bad by
Max's
Steven and
Festo
DGG?
ends up being
if you want to
another
know
debate
what I think
brothers
of my
band.
relationship with Steven, you should read my article when it comes out.
Oh, I don't read, dude. All right, I'll only read Bionicle.
I will be reading the article on stream, okay? Just so you know, I'm definitely going to be doing that. But this is the last time I cover or talk about this stuff. The next time will be the article. That is it.
Sonic literature and Dragon Ball. Okay, you don't even know what Dragon Ball is. Okay, it's a masculine show. But Max, how about a simple question? How many months has Steven been treating you bad for and dogpiling you? Has it been 2 months, 3 months, or ever since Lav Loon?
Definitely.
How is this a trap? This is not a trap question.
I'm not going to answer.
Okay.
I don't have any more questions for you.
You're not rage quitting, are you?
No, that was it. No, seriously. Most of these interviews are just me asking the person 2 or 3 questions. If they have something they want to tell me about, they tell me about it. If they don't, they don't. If they have names they want to give me, they give me names. If they don't, they don't. That's it. I feel like if you have like a genuine thing you want to ask me or say, I'm happy to talk to you. But it just feels like you're
Okay, can it be genuine? But I'm also laughing at the situation.
Chud, do you think the article will be nothing burger? It's difficult to say that now, only because Max has cast his net quite wide. That I think there could be something that's brought up. I guess I don't know if the claims that are made in the article are going to what's in the article is going to back the claims that have been made throughout or like discussed. And I guess it's if it's going to be stuff we don't know about. Because I think there's going to be some things where it's like the person that's involved is going to be like, oh yeah, we know about this already. But then there maybe is a different framing of something that may make some people see it in a different way. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a nothing burger, but I think a lot of people are going to be kind of write it off as like, oh, it's the same as all the other criticisms that he gets, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I think... Because the thing is I think that, like, Destiny can definitely be, like, a dickhead and an asshole to people. You know, I think that's true. And I guess that's the fundamental issue is, at what point does it stop being someone being an asshole and it being abusive? You know, what's the line on that? When does asshole become abuse? Because you could be an asshole to someone that if there was like a working relationship that truly existed, that could potentially be abusive. Like, for example, you know, if you walk past someone in the street every day and call them a dickhead, you're being an asshole to them. But if you walk into the office every morning and you call a staff member that works for you a dickhead, then that's abusive. That would probably be viewed as like an abusive behavior if it was unwanted or like not banter. You know, and that would probably be dealt with officially. But then the problem becomes, well, you know, is what Destiny's doing the equivalent of calling someone a dickhead every day in an unwanted way? And further to that, is there a professional relationship you can point to? And that's the thing. And I think one of the issues with this is that Max obviously, you know, wants a structure. Thinks there should be some more structure in place to deal with this stuff, and there isn't. And it is a bit like the Wild West when it comes to how these things all kind of work. There isn't any rules. There isn't anything that's like set in stone of how this should work, how that should work, or whatever. You know. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like, if you were to formalize, let's say that there was someone who was like sexting with an employee and there was like mental health stuff involved and there'd been a history and stuff like that, you know, you could easily imagine there being a situation where that could be a problem. But then it's like there's a formalized relationship that exists that you can point to, and it just doesn't exist in the case of like streaming. So yeah. And the other problem too is like, because if people do this comparison, I said this before, but people do this comparison to Hollywood, where it's like, you know, oh well, what about Starlets and Harvey Weinstein? You know, there wasn't an official relationship there, but it's different because the actresses that are there in Hollywood who have given their all to move to Hollywood and put their all into it are living there. They've got a little job there. They're trying to survive, and then they have to interact with these producers in order to get where they want to be in the industry. So they're kind of forced into this position where they have to go and do that. And the thing is, streaming isn't really like that. It's not the same thing. You've not put much, generally speaking. You've got a computer, you've got a microphone. If you don't, you're not really putting that much into it. If you want to become a streamer, it literally is just starting up OBS and maybe buying a microphone. I mean, if you don't have a computer, I can't imagine that you're really thinking of streaming in the first place anyway. But like, anyone can become a streamer and build their own platform and do their own thing. It's just that you're not going to get the you're not going to get the same sort of boost in viewership or boost in attention that you get from interacting with a bigger creator. But it's far more optional. No, that's not true, Brian. Without clout, you're nothing. Brian, you don't know what you're talking about. There are streamers out there that have never interacted with bigger streamers, that have never done anything, that have never gone for the clout, and they get a career out of streaming. You can make it on your own. You can make it on your own. If you've got enough skill on social media and stuff like that, you've got the ability to, you can. You don't have to interact with bigger streamers. Okay, you can't grow above 200 current. So what? Are people entitled to grow above 200 viewers? What the fuck is this argument? In order to be like an actress in Hollywood, you cannot just be an actress and get anywhere, because you have to engage with other people to get the roles that you need. It's not so in streaming. You can just be a streamer like that, and you're a streamer. Maybe you'll be successful, maybe you won't. Give one example. Okay, go to Just Chatting, okay, and sort by viewers and go and look at the people that have got 200 viewers, right? There'll be a bunch of people in there that you've never heard of, have probably never interacted with any of the big streamers, and they're just doing their own thing. There's a clear route forward to grow your channel, but you don't have to grow your channel. You don't have to grow your channel, but you have to go a certain path to get anywhere in fucking Hollywood. You can't do it without going down that path. Interacting with these producers, interacting with these studios. Whereas here, you can just stream and you can do your own thing. There's a guy that raided into me yesterday. Never heard of him before. Some trucker guy. Drives round he raided me with over 200 viewers. All he does is drive round in his truck. Truck or something. You can do indie films. Are you an idiot? Are you a fucking idiot? Who are you? Okay, how are you going to get into an indie film if you're not interacting with a producer, you fucking moron? You still have to interact with people with power in the industry, you fucking retard. Yes, of course. You don't just get a movie role. You don't just get a movie role out of nothing. You still have to interact with a producer, a casting agent, and all these people. What do you mean? I'm saying you can become a streamer tomorrow without talking to a single person. If you want to be an actress, you have to interact with the fucking structure of the industry. You have to do that. You don't have to do that as a streamer. Now, it's going to be harder as a streamer, but it is possible that you can get somewhere without interacting with the big clout figures. But you can't do that if you want to be an actress. Why am I getting resistance on this point? It's obvious. And if you want to make it big, no, you don't. You could spend your entire existence never interacting with the biggest streamer, and you could earn money. You could probably pay your bills without interacting with anyone. But people are acting like because you can interact with bigger people and get a boost to your career, that's the same thing as going to Hollywood. But it's not at all. It's totally different. I don't know. It just seems crazy to me that people aren't getting this. And the other thing as well is like you don't even have to like seek it out. You don't have to even ingratiate yourself in a significant way to get somewhere. So you can stream by yourself without interacting with anyone, okay? Alternatively, you don't even have to jump into bed with someone. You can also just have a very limited interaction where you just raid each other sometimes, and that can help you. And you're not even getting into someone's orbit then. You're literally just raiding each other. You never talk even, potentially. All of those people go to parties to clout shark and hope for interaction with big streamers. Of their own volition. They're choosing to do that to pour rocket fuel on their career. That's not something that you know, it's not optional if you want to be an actress. You have to interact with the power structures that exist in the movie industry, even smaller ones in indie movies, if you want to be an actress in a movie. You have to. You do not have a choice, okay? But as a streamer, you do have a choice. You can do it on your own, or you can choose to interact with bigger communities to pour rocket fuel on your career. What is controversial? What is wrong in anything that I've said there?
No, it just feels like you're fucking around, which is fine. I understand. That's like you've done this every time we talk. You just fuck around, so that's fine.
Max.
Yeah.
Because it's a lefty problem. It's funny to people on my side of the political spectrum because it's like so childish. But it doesn't mean me saying you're falling in love with this e-girl is not genuine. Maybe not.
So yeah, so if a woman goes to like a casting office and gets sexually assaulted or like propositioned by the person that's the producer, right? They're in that position because they got no other option, okay? As in they have to seek that out. They have to go through that method to get to where they want to be. Whereas as a streamer, right, there is a lot more choice in terms of whether or not you want to engage with bigger communities. The choice is much more fucking obvious than in the movie industry. That's it. That's all I'm saying, okay? I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm not saying that streamers don't take advantage. Sure, that happens. I've heard about it. I've read about it, okay? But I'm just saying these comparisons to the movie industry are complete fucking bunk and don't stand up when you really think about it. That's all that I'm saying to you. It's not the same thing as the movie industry, okay?
Real love, maybe just infatuation, but everything started when Lavloon had a problem with him, right? Where you wanted to be... do you know what Halo is?
Do I know what Halo is?
Halo, the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be the arbiter, and Steven is the prophet of truth.
No
Steven
way.
is the covenant. DGG is the covenant, right? And you want to be Lavloon's arbiter, is what it looks like optically. It's probably not the case.
Who's Master Chief?
Okay, I'm not trying to trap you and say, oh, that's 100% what it is. But optically, that's what it looks like.
How is it different if Hassan doesn't like you? You're automatically barred from like interacting with a whole bunch of streamers. Well, then quit. If Hassan stopping you from interacting with streamers is going to fuck you up that much, you're not cut out to be a streamer. You haven't got the Sigma grind set. You haven't got what it takes. You should just fucking quit, okay? It's simple as that.
To us who are just, in the comment section watching.
That's fine. I don't care what it looks like to you.
Okay. What can Steven
Bunch
do?
of streamers just coping. The fact they can't do it on their own. Like, yeah, if you can't do it, then fucking quit. Leave. Go. You got to build something on your own.
To make this better, right? You want him to change his whole content system where nobody gets... I mean...
Don't engage with the question. But this is what I'm saying to you. It is totally different. If Hassan blocks you from streaming, there's a lot more things you can still do within streaming that are possible. But if someone like Harvey Weinstein blacklists you, and that then filters out to different fucking people, you're fucked across the entire industry potentially. That's not the same with streamers. Okay, you fuckers don't know what you're talking about because I don't know why. Maybe because you're not fucking intimately involved in it. I don't fucking know, okay? But you just do not know what you're talking about, okay? You look at this and see Hollywood, you fucking lost it, and you just don't know what you're talking about.
The best part of
I don't know what this is yet.
This is a war. This is your war with destiny. And it's funny because his whole channel is built off DGG dogpiling, even if when they're in the wrong, especially when they're in the wrong. But you're telling him to change the system. You're telling the way he makes his bread, you're telling him to change it. This is like,
all right. Now we got a quote.
Oh yeah, this right of reply guy called me a pedo. This right of reply guy, off the back of me saying yesterday that children should be able to say no to a hug from the grandma if they want, started quoting something called the Paedophile Information Exchange, which is very weird. I'm not sure where he found out about this, but he was quoting this thing called the Paedophile Information Exchange. So yeah, interesting.
Wait, is this off the record or on the record? You're recording it. Can I quote you?
yeah, quote me.
The way he makes his bread
Yes.
is DGG dogpiling.
That's what a streamer debater is. Snap out of it.
DGG. Okay, is that the quote? DGG dogpiling is the way he makes his bread.
Oh my god, is this that reporter thing where it's like Zherka says this about Steven? This is pathetic.
I mean, you're saying it as like a compliment. I understand. I understand you're not saying it as a bad thing. You're saying it that it's like a good thing.
No,
right?
I'm saying this is what you know. You're pretending you don't know this. Everyone plays this game where it's like, you know what? The streamer is just like this good person and blah, blah, blah. Dude, it's a...
I'd be worried if I were you. Oh yeah, I'm really worried that some random fucking schizo is calling me a pedo on the internet. It's not as if it's not the first time it hasn't happened. Also, my Discord is still up and running. And also, I've not been doxxed yet, so get a wriggle on, mate.
Debate channel. People go and debate. People get dogpiled. You've had DGG on your back, dogpiling and bullying someone else 1,000,000 times, Max. 1,000,000 times. You had no problem with it.
That's not true. I did have a problem with it.
Okay.
I stopped talking about other streamers behind their backs because I had a problem with it.
Didn't you call me to talk about Steven behind his back?
Yeah, I had that rule for a while. It was like 4 or 5 months where I didn't talk about any streamers because I didn't like the way that they got treated when I talk about them.
You're telling me I can't go on YouTube right now and search up a panel where everyone's dogpiling on one person who's actually arguing against Max?
No, I'm sure you can. I'm just saying
I
that
think I can find 1,000,000 examples and you didn't give a fuck.
That's not true.
Oh, you were a good guy back then as well?
I don't know if I was a great guy, but I wasn't as sociopathic as you're implying, no.
Well, it's not sociopathic. I'm saying you're the normal guy. I'm not saying you're evil. I'm saying...
The thing is yeah, listen, these panels where people get dogpiled, it's shit for the person getting dogpiled, sure. But also it's great content and people love to watch it. So, listen, the people want blood. If you give them blood, they'll love you for it. What's that quote? There's a quote. I misspoke then. What's the quote from Gladiator where they're talking and he's like, the audience will want blood and if you give it to them, they'll love you for it. That's the quote I'm thinking of.
For the pedo stuff, you're going to hell. But I'm saying when people were dogpiling someone else, you didn't care because you're just an average Joe. Just like how you don't care about starving kids. We know how you liberals are. We know how lefties are. You're all the same. But now look at this. I'm not saying that's sinister. I'm saying, that's human nature. You didn't care. When the dogpiling turned against you, you said, you know what? It's time to destroy his career.
I'm right of reply. Chud Logic is scared. He won't be this brave with the camera stuck in his face. Listen. now you're logging in on the alt accounts. Jesus fuck, man. These schizos are fucking not fucking about anymore. Jesus.
I don't know if it'll destroy his career.
I'm saying you don't care if it does, right?
If what I find about him, I don't know what I'm going to find.
What do you think you'll find? You're gonna find out he's like this evil bad guy who's just like using everyone and dogpiling on everyone.
I don't know.
This seems like a fruitless journey.
It could be.
So why? Because it doesn't seem like it's just vengeance driven. There's some lust here, right? You have a crush on Lav Loon. I hate how lefties and liberals pretend like crushes don't exist, Max. Right? People crush on people all the time. It happens.
I hate how you pretend to be stupid.
Okay, you're going with the argument that if Lav Loon was in your room naked, you would say no.
I know you're a smart guy.
No, answer that. Answer that one.
I know you're a smart person. In fact, and beyond even a smart person, I know that you're a caring person.
Yeah, I care for Steven. I do. I feel like when we look at,
I think you care about people in general.
When we look at Steven's career, it's always people he's helped that turn on him, whether Hassan, Vosh, and now you're the new Hassan and Vosh.
Yeah, well, I see where they're coming from now.
Max, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior ever in your life?
So is this your solution to the streamer problem of everybody being cutthroat liars and backstabbers? Is to just put on this fucking act all the time?
Can you find me one industry where people don't behave like that? Music, movies, sports? Or is that just human nature? That's how you are. You didn't care when others were being dogpiled.
That's not true.
You already admit to that.
No.
Well, you admit that it slipped your mind, at least, right?
It didn't slip my mind. I was pretty disturbed by it.
Should I link you?
Link me to...
I feel like Zherka is just kind of, he's moving between making like a serious point and then pivoting to like, you know, and then pivoting to like just memeing and trolling a little bit. It must be very difficult to have a conversation with him with this dynamic. He is pure farming.
What?
A panel where someone's being dogpiled, arguing against you, and you don't care. I mean, we don't got time for this shit, Max. The point is, you're trying to be Goku when really, you're just Krillin, okay? You're mad. You kind of like Lav Loon, and now you're going after Steven. And what? In a few months, you're just going to regret this? You're going to be like, you know, I was in the wrong. Or are you going to double down like Vosh and Hassan and say that you're in the right? To me, it looks venomous what you're doing. Right?
I know. I see that.
No, to see that, you would actually understand and say, you know what, I'll think about it.
Wait, who's Krillin? Sorry guys, this is going over my head a bit. What the fuck is Krillin?
But you're gonna turn this call off and call someone else and say, give me dirt on little Steve.
You understand that Steven himself is saying that he doesn't think that I'm doing it because I'm bitter?
Yeah, he probably thinks the Lav Loon thing too. He just doesn't want to say it.
No, he doesn't think that. He said what he thinks. He said multiple times on streams in recent days that he does not think I'm doing this because I'm bitter or because I hate him.
So what's the motive? What did he ascribe to you?
He thinks that I think I'm on a moral crusade.
Right, but fueled by lust.
He has never mentioned that.
Why is it fueled by lust thing? I don't think it's a lust thing.
I know, because it's awkward to say that because you guys are all friends and, you know, in your liberal space, you can't really talk about that stuff and crushes at the workplace. But that's what everyone knows. Like, can you just answer the question? If Lav Loon was this OnlyFans girl, Lav Loon, who's my friend, right? Pretty girl. If she was naked in your room, you're saying you give that a pass.
I have a platonic relationship with her.
That's not really a yes or no.
I'm not going to answer any more questions about her.
I mean, even she would know that's bullshit. Girls just know.
Needs to plead the
It sounds
fifth.
like I'm cock blocking by saying all this, right?
No, it just sounds like you're fucking memeing, but not.
I wish I was on a lie detector so you could see how serious I am about that lust-filled crusade take. Yeah, I believe that. Right? I wish you started.
I know you believe
Max,
it, but
I wish you started this crusade before Lavloon spoke up. I wish, but you've shown your hand.
All right. Well, I guess you then fine. Don't read the article and shit on me in public. That's fine.
I'm not gonna shit on you. I'm gonna say when you're wrong. Because Max, I hate to give this to my enemy and evil people who watch cuties. You're actually a funny guy. And I don't say that about dry humor type people, but you're actually a funny guy. I find myself laughing
He's
all
got
the
Zherka's
time
respect
when you start talking on panels.
I appreciate that.
And that's so rare for the dry type of personalities. I hate those personalities, but you get away with it. You're a funny guy, and it's so out of character for you to be on this crusade. It's so weird, right? Because usually your crusades would be like side by side with Steven, and now it's against Steven. And I hope you're, like, for your sake, you better have some truth in your article. Because people are going to hate on this if it's just, a nothing burger. And it feels like that, Max. It feels like it's a nothing burger, right? It feels like that siren, Lavloon, has manipulated you. And not because she's
Lavloon the
sinister, because
siren.
she's
What a
emotional.
good meme.
Like, you know what a woman is, right? Women are emotional, Max. You're a man. You're not supposed to act like this. Max, what is something women are better at than men?
Lying.
I don't think it's going to be a nothing burger.
You think, but you don't think it'll take him down? You don't think it'll be a nothing burger? So something in between.
I don't know what else I'm going to find, and I don't know what effect it'll have.
How many people are you going to call? Like, you got dirt on Steve.
The thing is, in order to take Destiny down, you would need to have pretty damning evidence of like inappropriate sexual harassment. Well, actually, wait, all sexual harassment is inappropriate. I mean, you would need the messages of like, suck job for clout or something like that, It would need to be pretty substantial evidence. If you imagine if Arcadum level shit came out about Destiny, I think that he'd probably still be able to retain like some level of audience. His most diehard and ardent supporters would still support him. I know that from looking at other examples, like Arcadum still streams to 100 people. But if there was like Arcadum level shit that he was doing, like he would lose a lot of his audience. His popularity would drop quite significantly. So there's definitely a level. Yeah, if Pokimane and Lily Pichu came forward and said, with receipts, Destiny did this crazy shit to me, blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that would probably have a pretty substantial impact, I'd say. But beyond that, if it's just some people saying like, oh, well, I said some stuff and got dogpiled, and especially if it's people that don't have much credibility in the community, yeah, that's going to be tricky. But then I suppose the problem is the argument that's made is, well, Destiny has gone out of his way to destroy their credibility, so when they do come out, they don't have any credibility. But then there's people who have got credibility in their own right that could come out, and they've got their own credibility to kind of draw from, So, yeah. Unless it's something major, it probably isn't going to be anything significant, which is obvious. 100 satisfied customers. Wait, what does that mean?
You got dirt on. You're going to just call every streamer?
Yeah.
Did anything... Well, the Dr. K thing... Well, the Dr. K thing, he'd contacted the ethics board and has given us like some report to the ethics board, and I don't know if they've done anything or even looked at it and got back to anything with it. But yeah, I don't think. I mean, nothing. The thing is with the ethics board thing is like that was always something that wasn't necessarily going to lead to the destruction of him or something, But yeah. The trouble is that someone is only ever going to have their public life destroyed like that if there's, Some stuff to do with kids. If it's stuff to do with kids and it's proven that they're doing some pedo shit, that's gonna fuck you up. If you do, and that is like total evisceration. You are done, and not just on X. Like you are gone. You know, think of like Gary Glitter. Think of like, I don't know, who else. Like Gary Glitter is never going to make music again. You know who Gary Glitter is, right? I assume he's like a British rock star. Did that song that they play at the baseball? Yeah, Jared from Subway, perfect example. Rolf Harris, yeah. Gary Glitter's got some bangers, and the fact that these crimes actually make the music more enjoyable for me, if anything. But yeah, I think that Prince Andrew. Well, the thing is yeah, Prince Andrew's a good example where even allegations can like massively destroy your public thing. But obviously, Prince Andrew's got his royal family shit to rely on. Milo, yeah, Milo. Although, Acriel, I don't know if you were here earlier, I was having to argue with chat about this. People were saying that Milo, the fact that Milo is like campaign manager for Ye, wasn't like some massive thing that would prevent them from ever getting anywhere. People were saying, no, that's not true. It was insane. If you do something like sexual bad with women, yes, the singer from the Lost Prophets, yes, that's a great example. The singer from the Lost Prophets, you think if he ever gets out of jail, he's going to be doing any more music? No one's going to buy his records. So doing something with kids, that's going to really fuck you up, probably to the point where you've no longer got a career. If you do something with women that's unwanted, it depends on how severe it is. So Harvey Weinstein is done, and not just in Hollywood. But then Louis C.K., where there's still question marks over it, I guess, somewhat. But the general narrative is that he blocked a door whilst he made two women watch him jerk himself off. And they consented, but they felt pressured to do so because of his position. That wasn't a career ender for Louis C.K. That was like, you've done some fucked up shit, a little bit of a step out of the limelight, and then was able to come back. So the severity of that can differ. So the point there is that in order for someone to be eviscerated from the internet, you need to do something pretty crazy in regards to women for that to happen. So yeah.
Pretty much.
This is like the most low energy crusade. And you being low energy is the funniest part of your whole shtick. But if you're going to go to war with Steve, because I've been at war with him and I actually won, but I don't like to bring it up because it was vicious. And we became friends right after. Again, we only had one problem in 3 years.
Did he win?
And I think you should. I mean, if you're going to go to war with Steven, don't you need Adderall? Don't you need to fight fire with fire?
Bro, it's 6 in the fucking morning. I got to go to bed, dog. It's late.
Who else are you going to call?
I can't discuss sources.
Okay, what if I edit this part out so nobody sees this part?
No.
Okay.
It's all. Look, I understand.
No, I'm curious. Who are you gonna call?
I can't discuss sources. Seriously.
Oh. What's crazy is I was gonna edit it out for you. I was actually curious to see if this is something I want to keep clicking on, or is it just gonna be a headache of, because it's so weird. It's like all this vengeance, but you don't seem that angry, Max. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not angry. I'm not doing it out of anger. I'm fucking tired. I want it to be over. I'm tired. I'm bored.
Do these streamers have other problems? I don't know if other streamers do. I take cocaine.
I'm getting harassed. I want it to stop, but I gotta see it through.
Okay.
So what's the plan? Are you gonna post this conversation?
I mean, there's nothing really here, but yeah, we'll have Destiny react to it, and then Destiny will he'll use me as the bridge to mend your guys' friendship.
Yeah.
Would you like that?
No.
What if you just reached out?
I'd rather you didn't post it, but
What do you mean? Then I would look so fake after what you said about me on Twitter. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, you would look fake? You're gonna wait.
Yeah, because I said to you, I'll deal with you when I come back from Colombia, and then I ignored a bunch of your messages, as in like go away, and then you kept pressuring me, and then you called me a pussy, and then you post on Twitter that I didn't post the whole truth of our conversation on DM.
Well, you didn't, fucking asshole.
You wanted me to post 20 screenshots, and you posting that made me look
No,
better.
I want you
That's how I know
to.
you're fucking retarded.
I want you to not post anything.
That's not how this works, Max. You
No
can't
shit.
you can't attack my character and be like, oh, you didn't post it. You wanted me to post every single screenshot of our whole conversation, right?
Bitch, I didn't post the fucking DMs in the first place. You did.
Okay, bro,
But that was after you pressured me and called me a pussy, and you sent me 6 or 5 bubbles. I mean, like, at some
6
point,
bubbles.
you know you're left on red, but you keep pressuring me, so I'm going to post you.
You sent me 6 bubbles. I mean, listen, yeah, it is frustrating when someone is like, I mean, this is my whole thing with Prison Sunday. If you're like, I mean, this is different even once again, but obviously if someone's messaging you repeatedly and you're not responding, obviously that to me, if I message someone a couple of times and they didn't respond, you know, I would normally, assume like, okay, this person probably isn't interested in talking to me. You know, I think it's unusual that someone, if they didn't want to talk to you, would be super explicit in that. Oftentimes, it's you got to sort of figure it out from the things they're saying to you, and social cues. Or you're too frightened to talk. Because, yeah, there's obviously the dynamic of, you know, especially with dating, she just ain't that into you. You sent her a couple of messages, she's not responded. That's where the double text meme comes from, you know, oh, you double texted her, bro. Bro, why are you double texting? What you doing? But there is a truth to that. Like, if you are repeatedly texting someone and they're not responding, that's a pretty clear sign that they're not interested. It could be they're just busy, but obviously it's quite unusual. And you know yourself, if you're interested in someone, you'll make an effort to message back. That's obviously relationship stuff. But in general conversation, yeah, you can generally assume that if someone is not responding to your first few messages, they're probably unlikely to be interested in talking. Anyway, people say I've got ADHD. I don't think I do. I just can be a bit undisciplined sometimes. That's why I see it. Sometimes I can just be a bit procrastinatey or a bit lazy, or I need to just focus on one thing and do that and then move on. But I just get a bit haphazard in that, and I'm just like, oh.
That's why I said, I'll talk to you later. As in, like, I don't want to be a part of it. When you kept pressuring me, and I already received bad news today, and then I see you pressuring me, I'm like, man, fuck this guy. Max,
True,
you can't just go to war with Steven and talk to his archangel, Zherka, and think that you're just going to get away with this nothing burger. That's we don't do lefty shit here. Okay? And you should probably take what I'm saying as truth, because I've critiqued Steven the most. I'm not an orbiter. Okay, is that everything?
I think so. I don't have anything else. Do you?
Not for now, but I'll get Steven to reach out to you, okay?
Well, yeah. All right. Whatever you say.
Max.
Yeah.
In the future, there will be heaps of things to critique Steven on. The nothing burger, it's a fucking waste of time. All right? Have a good night, man.
Thank you, Jessica.
You too, John.
I think Max needs to repent. And number 2, he needs
repent.
to not bite the hand that feeds him just for some e-girl. That's my analysis. I'll look into this more and see.
I love how like simplistic and reductive he is as well. It's just like he wants to fuck e-girl. that's basically what he thinks.
If there's more to the story, I'll follow up with it. For now, I think this guy is being a
Based
lunatic.
Giga Chud.
Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Yeah, it's a fucking investigation.
There we go. There we go, guys. That was an absolute shit show, which I enjoyed watching. Well, that's it then. No more until the article comes out. That's it. I'm done.